Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this Info Day. Welcome to this session on the European Innovation Procurement Awards. My name is Jorge Canovas, and together with Julia Sakovica, we are really happy to present you the main novelties of this edition, and we really hope that you will find this really interesting. Only for you to know, now, as you saw in the registration form, we are about to record, to start the recording of this session. Also, we inform you for data protection purposes. So, in case there is any position, please let us know. And if not, then we will continue with that. And thank you.
Indeed, welcome everyone. We are very happy to be here today and inform you about the second edition of the prize. So let's start with some simple housekeeping rules. So you will notice that your camera and microphone are muted by default, and but you will be able to interact with us through the Slido using the event code #InnoProcurement2022. So I invite everyone to take the mobile phones or in the browser or also scan the QR code and join us on Slido.
Perfect. And then now, as Julia said, let's try to do an icebreaker. So here you have the first question we would like to put to you. So like this, also you will test a bit Slido, how it works in case that you don't still know this application. And then we would like you to answer to one simple question. So do you already intend to submit an application to this year competition? So then here you have yes, no, not yet decide, like this also. Then we will make an idea of what your intentions are also for this. So let's give you 1 minute to answer to this question.
Answers are slowly floating in. Jorge, we have some not yet decided people as well, so we have some convincing to do today.
Okay, so we will do our best to convince you, to show you what the good things of this competition, and then like this, hopefully at the end, this 43% will change into the yes. Yeah. Okay, so then. So here you see the results. We have a 56% of you who already want to participate. So, and then the 44%, then are those that now we are going to show you the why you should go to the yes. So, Julia, please. So here you have the agenda for this morning. So the first of now we are going to present you a bit what are the main chapters, the most important things that you should know when you will preparing your application for this competition. Then afterwards we will move to the testimonial of the two winners. So Jose María Romero Fidalgo from Sergas, and also Francesco Talone, also from the Direcciones Centrales de la Policía Criminale. Both of them, they were the winners from the category 1 and 3, respectively, from Innovation Procurement Awards 2021. And then after that, then we will move to the part of the questions and answer that then is there, where via this slide, then you will be able to make all your questions, and then we hope that we will give you all the insights. So if you want, then let's start.
Indeed, and let's start with a bit of reflection. If you are here in this session, it means that probably you have already been involved in European innovation procurement or just a procurement, and you would know that the 14% of the European GDP is actually composed of the procurement activities. So we see that procurers have a very important impact on the society and the European economy. So just imagine if we take this 14% of European GDP and transfer it to innovation, so to innovation procurement. That would allow us to create not only the new market, but also foster the uptake of new innovative products, services, and works. What we often see our products we are very innovative. Europeans are on the lead of scientific publications, but we are lacking behind of actually putting the innovation in the market, because probably Europeans, we are very much less risk averse than risk seeking than the other parts of the world. So here we can also increase the quality of the public services, at the same time supporting markets for businesses, especially for SMEs, because most of the time SMEs are those who deliver, who are the forefront of the innovation. And I can continue this list longer and longer, but it's just to give you a little bit of a boost and motivation that this is one of the European priorities, and this is why this prize is in place. It's a second edition of the prize. Here you can see some happy faces from the winners of the first edition. We have awarded so one finalist in 3 categories and one runner-up, so second place in 3 categories. The award ceremony took place finally after long restrictions on site in Brussels during the EIC summit, which was attended more than by 500 people, and that was a really nice event, giving the visibility finally to you after a long isolation period. So the session was managed by high-level representative. The deputy DG of DG Grow was there awarding the prizes, and the ceremony was followed with a networking cocktail, which I hope our finalists later will appreciate as a nice opportunity to network and gain more visibility. We are still in discussions to see where this year's award ceremony and how it will take place, but this information will follow a bit later. So the life cycle of the award. So the next deadline and next thing that you should note in your agendas, of course, is the 22nd of June. At 5 o'clock, the deadline for the submission for this award. So you have to submit your application through the European Funders and Tenders portals online until before this deadline. So 22nd of June. What will happen next? We will start with evaluations of all proposals over the summer in July and August. The hearings will follow. So we will, following the evaluation, we will select 6 applications from each category for hearings, which will take place in October. And of course, the date that everybody is looking for is the award ceremony, will be taking place somewhere around November. But as I mentioned, the event and date place yet to be fixed. I already mentioned the categories, 3 categories. So what are they? So the very first category you can apply it for is the Innovation Procurement Strategy Award. Here we reward holistic and dedicated strategy on or any other action plan that trigger this innovation procurement practices. So really somebody who has implemented and put in place the strategy for that. The second category is Facing Societal Challenges Award. And here it's more as sort of a crisis response, innovative procurement practices of tackling at the COVID-19 pandemic, and now, of course, the consequences after it and during the recovery phase. And the third category is the Procurement Leadership Award. Here we are looking to reward an outstanding individuals, legal entities who create strong role models and empower others to succeed. So here we are looking really forward to these personalities or legal entities who really stimulate innovative procurement as such. And this is the cake, but in the end of the competition, in each of the categories, we will award one winner with 75,000 and one runner-up with 25,000 euros.
And also one important thing talking about prices that now I just realized, also those who will win for example, now the winners for the last edition, then they will join a new working group that will be established here in the agency under the AIC forum. So they will join a network with the different members of the ecosystem, of the innovation ecosystem of the European Innovation Council, and then like this they will join this new place to discuss, to foster, to network. So that's also something extra that we will give to all of them. So it's not only about the money, but also about the reputation, and also, of course, about the possibilities that will be open for you in terms of market, network, and meeting people around Europe. So now let's go to the eligibility criteria. That is really also one of the things that you should really pay attention to for the moment. That would then, because also we have introduced some changes in comparison with the eligibility criteria from last year. So it's important that you know when you will do your application to which category you want to apply, because the criteria are different depending of one. So in the first, in the innovation procurement strategy, and also in facing society challenges category, then here it's important to pay attention that only public and private procurers and also individual natural persons can apply. While for the procurement leadership category, here on top of public and private procurers, individual natural person, also those legal entities that support these procurement practices during all this time. So all these entities that are behind them, that are helping, that are proposing, and that at the end of the day, they're also boosting this leadership, they can also apply it in this category. And also about the time frame. So as you can see in the slide, for the innovation procurement strategy and also for the social facing societal challenges category, then the activity must have started after the 1st of January 2018. The question is really simple. If we are talking about innovation procurement and something that is a strategy, then innovation procurement is something that has to be really innovative. So 2018 is the period of the time that we think that the strategies should start. And also the same for the challenge. As we said, it was for the COVID pandemic, but not only. Please bear in mind that it's not only with the focus on the health impact of the COVID crisis. As you can see, is also the consequences of the COVID. So let's say that we all know that due to this crisis, plenty of sectors in our society have been impacted. So how, using innovation procurement, you have tackled these parts. And then, but this deadline of 1st of January 2018 doesn't apply to the category in procurement leadership, because here what we want, and this is different to what we had last year, in this category, what we are going to look for is the whole, let's say, the whole curriculum, the whole working life of the applicant. So here, so be really pay really attention. And also, of course, as you all know, for all our calls, then the practice that you put on your application must have taken place in a member state or an associated country to arise from Europe. And then also it's important that you know, to avoid some problems as we could see in the past, then you will be only able to apply to one of the three categories with the same application and set of activities. So if you apply with the same, let's say, with the same set of activities, you have to choose to which one you will apply. And then in this case, due to the double funding principle, the winners of the past edition and the runners-up, they cannot apply again this year, and neither those who have already received a new prize for the same set of activities. And then now let's take a look carefully to what the jury members they will analyze when they will open your proposal, when they will open your all your project. Then they are going to analyze it really carefully against these 4 criteria. So it's really important, and you all know how it works, that you have to really justify with data, with examples, not only with wording, but also with these practical examples about how you tackle, how you do all this, how you fulfill all these criteria. So the first one is transformation. So we want to see how you have changed the practices that you had in your, let's say, organization or wherever you are working on. So then how you have changed it to move into innovation procurement, and also how doing this you have ensured a sustainable and inclusive growth. The second one is uptake. So what we want to see here is how your practices are replicable and scalable, so that what you are doing, for example, we have here Spain and we have also here Italy. So what they have done in these different countries, that can be also replicated in other parts of Europe. So if you have already done it and then you see that it has had impact in other regions, cities, or companies, then put it here so that you say, I have done this, and these people are already following me, because then that's also linked to the third criterion, that is the collaboration. What we want here is to see how you cooperate between all of you. We want to see how you do synergies, how you promote your best practices, how you participate in different events, conferences, how you are, let's say, these roles, how people follow you on what you are doing. Because also we want to reward those people that are excellent on doing on these three categories. And at the end, of course, we could not have another criterion that the societal impact, because we really think, as Julia presented at the beginning, that thanks to innovation procurement, we can really change the world, we can really change the market, and we can really tackle the challenges that are linked to for example, to the Green Deal, the digital transformation priorities. So we really want to use innovation procurement to make a positive impact on the society. And then now, what are the next steps for you? So we really invite you to take carefully a look to the rule of contest. I'm sure that you already have done it, and from our side, then we are already working on the identification of the jury members. That maybe later, if you want, in the part of the Q&A, we can talk a bit more about that. And then, of course, I invite you to start already working on that, to play a bit with the system, because sometimes it might take you a bit time, even if it's quite easy. It might take you a bit time to introduce the data of your representative, etc. But so that is really important. And as Julia said at the beginning, don't leave it until the last day, because the system will automatically close at 5 o'clock sharp. If you come 1 second later, about 5 o'clock, then you will not be able to register. And then as this is an automatic system, we will not be able to do anything. So please send it really in advance to that. So with this, I think then so here you have the visual identity and our social media. You can always follow us, and also I invite you to subscribe to the newsletter, because you will be completely updated about what we do, not only in innovation procurement, but also what we do at some other prizes like iCapital Social Innovation or Women Innovator Prize, and of course about the whole set of activities that we are doing under the European Innovation Council.
Thank you, Jorge. I think it was very clear, but at the same time, I can imagine there are more questions than answers. Please keep your questions for the end, till the end. You can already submit them through Slido. But let's hear now from the winners of the last year's edition. We have a great pleasure to welcome here our first speaker, Jose Maria. Please, the floor is yours. Introduce yourself, and you were the winner of the category 1, the strategy.
Thank you very much. Well, first of all, thank you very much to EIC to give us the opportunity to give our testimonial of the last winners of the first edition of the Innovation Procurement Awards. Well, we applied that with the application that it was called the Galician Innovation Journey in search of public procurement of innovation solutions for active and healthy aging. It was through the strategy to the category 1 we were looking for the best strategy in innovation procurement. Well, I would like to change the slide. Yes. Because I cannot. Well, I try to sum up the 3 steps that we have done through regarding the Innovation Procurement Awards 2021. Well, the first thing that we'd like to mention is that we applied for the category 1, that it was the Innovation Procurement Strategy category. And two important things about the submissions. It was that it's important to see that it was submitted through the funding tenders and portal electronic submission system. So it's important, and as a tip, to try to contact the legal representatives of the institutions that are part of your application in advance, because well, if you leave for the last minute, it will be difficult that then will submit or to have all the contact details in order to submit the applications. In our case, the coordination contact was the Galician Health Knowledge Agency. That is where I am the director of the Health Innovation and Development area, and that we are in charge of all the topics relating to research and innovation in our Galician Health Service and also in the Health Ministry. Well, then also it was a joint application where we were the main contact with two beneficiaries. One, our public health provider, that is Sergas, the Galician Health Service, and also, of course, the Galician Ministry, that is well, called our Consejería de Sanidad. About the application, the technical aspect. Well, here is I try to put the main points of the application. Well, first of all, is the summary, but even if it's the first part of the application, as a tip, I would like to recommend to leave you this part at the end of the application when you are writing your technical description, because well, it's not too much space where you can write, and it's better first to think what you want to write as regards your strategy in innovation procurement, and then to try to sum up all your application in this first part of the application. Then the concept of the methodology here is when we described all the strategy in innovation procurement and with the main projects that we had in Galicia since 2012 as regards public procurement of innovation. And then in the detailed description that it was divided into 4 criteria, we try to put the different examples to show that we fulfill all the criteria of the awards. The first criteria was the transformation, where we tried to show the total digital transformation of Sergas thanks to public procurement of innovation initiatives. Also, in the criterion 2, we try to show that these projects that they were already replicated by other administrations at national level and also at European level. Then regarding the collaboration, we try to show with different projects and also in networks that we are involved that we have a collaboration with different EU institutions, and of course the societal impact that is very important, especially for us in the case of health, that we have already provided solutions increasing the well-being and of the elderly in Galicia, and then other parts of the application such as ethics and so on. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, well, that was the first part, that it was our application. Then we have the jury hearings. In our case, here we have the picture of that day. We were 2 presenters and 2 supporting speakers. I think it's very important when you will have the jury hearings to have like a panel of very representative people in order to try to answer to the questions of the jury, but also in order to show the involvement of the different departments of your institutions as regards public procurement innovation. In this case, in our case, well, I was part of the presenters, but it was also with me Javier, that he's from the IT services. And then as supporting speakers, we had Alicia, that she is very involved in public procurement of innovation initiatives as regards new advanced therapies in Sergas. And then we tried also to show to the jury members that the companies, they were also involved and they were also part of the innovation procurement of innovation projects. And that's why we asked Elias from the XC company, that is an SME, a Galician SME company, to show also the involvement of the companies in these processes. Well, also there were 6 observers, there were 6 guests that they were from the Galician Health Services, and of course the presentation was in English. It was about 50 minutes, and where first we had a brief presentation, and that we had to support our presentation, we made a video, a short introduction of our strategy, of our innovation procurement strategy here in Galicia. And this was followed by 30 and 30, between 30 and 35 minutes discussions with the expert jury panel. Yeah. And then it was the day of the prize ceremony there in Brussels. It was last November during the European Innovation Council meeting in Brussels. We went a delegation of 3 members. It was with me also the head of the IT department and also the head of the research unit in gases and in Sergas. And we were in the final, we were 2 institutions. One was from Poland, that finally they were the runner-up, and the Galician Health Service, Sergas, that we were the winners. And of course, apart from the prestigious recognitions, we won 75,000 euros, and also 25,000 euros were for the runner-up. But we tried, for us, it was a very prestigious recognition, and that's why we tried to disseminate as much as possible the award. Of course, with press statements made by the Xunta de Galicia, by the regional government of Galicia. We also tried to involve all the 36,000 of health professionals, and we developed some merchandising, that it was an agenda, also pens and so on, that we want also to acknowledge the EU support. And we are planning to do in mid-May an innovation week, when we want to involve all the health professionals and to show them the importance of these awards. And I think that's all from my part. Thank you very much, and of course, I'm open to all questions.
Thank you very much. That was indeed, I think, very inspiring, and also thank you for your proactivity during the award and after. So it's already a long time since you have won, but you're being very active. Thank you very much, Jose Maria. We'll see you back in the question and answers. And now I invite Francesco to take the floor to share his tips and tricks how to win the application in category 3. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Julia. Good morning to everyone. I'm Francesco Talone. First of all, I want to thank the European Innovation Council and the Small and Medium Enterprises Executive Agency for this opportunity and for the last opportunity of the European Innovation Procurement Award. I am honored to be here today and to share my experience with you. I would also thank Jose Maria Romero for his presentation, because I believe it is complementary to the information that I'm going to share with you. Next slide, please. I will be very short. This is the summary of my presentation. 3 points. Why am I talking to you? A recipe for a successful proposal. And the last point, what you should not forget. Next slide. First of all, I was the project manager of the Cybersecurity Operations Center of the Criminal Police Central Directorate in Italy, but I also was the primary coordinator for the Cybersecurity Operations Center SDPA ICT proposal that has been awarded with the European Innovation Procurement Award 2021 for the Procurement Leadership category, expressed by the steering board of the Cybersecurity Operations Center project, together with Mr. Moni and Mr. Restivo. Just a few points about the CSOC. The CSOC deals with fundamental rights, cybersecurity, personal data protection, law enforcement, public procurement, because we are a public administration, the Ministry of Interior in Italy, and European funding, because the project has been funded by the Internal Security Fund 2014-2020. That was a co-financed program between Italy and the European Union. Next slide, please. So this is my personal recipe for a successful proposal. It is not an official position of the European Innovation Council, obviously, but it led me to the success with my team. First point, be yourself. We are talking about leadership, and the critical success factors of your proposal are inside your project team. The second point, be yourself honestly. That is, don't forget to collect evidences of your work. Words are not enough for this type of challenges. The third point is about due diligence. In other words, know very well the rules of context and apply them, because are very clear, are complex, but are important. It is important to follow them. The last point is about the way you can approach this proposal, this kind of proposal. In this case, 5 Ws are not enough, because we are talking about procurement, and money, it is very important in this case. So look at Tommaso d'Aquino 8 fundamentals: who, what, when, where, why, how much, and by what means. Let me say, we are talking about procurement, and the economical, financial aspect is very important. Next slide, please, the last one. So what you should not forget, from my point of view, your proposal is like a project. Take care of time, costs, and performances. Pay attention to ethical aspects of your proposal. They are important. And it is very hard to demonstrate leadership. Do your best in collecting evidences. And the last point, in case you win, share your lessons learned. Thank you very much. These are my main points about this successful experience. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, Francesco. Thank you very much for your presentation, and also to Jose Maria. Thank you to both of you. You have been really good, and also we could see it in your applications last year. The jury they all were really impressed. So that's why you won. And also later we saw it. We had the chance to meet you in person here in the award ceremony in Brussels. So it was a real pleasure seeing you, and we are really happy that you are the first ones in this team of winners. So now let's move directly to the parts that I think that most of you want also to hear from us. The question and answers. You have here again. We have put the Slido where you can put your questions, and then we will try, Julia and myself, and also Francesco and Jose Maria. We will try to address all of them one by one. So maybe, Julia, if we have already the Slido, let's take a look to see if we have received any question.
Yes, we have received several, and I will show them by blocks of the same kind of questions, Jorge, if you don't mind. So we start with these two, please.
Okay, thank you. The first one is there a template to submit the application? So as you could see, once you will go to the system, to the funding and tenders portal, then you will find then all the documents, so the rule of contest. Also, you have a part of for the answers that for the questions that you might have, and there is a part that is a concrete template that you have to respect. So there is really important that you don't modify anything, you don't include logos, you don't put anything else. So use the template, you fill in the different parts that is in there, and then submit it as it is. So please don't elaborate, don't lose your time, don't lose your money, because sometimes we see people that they hire even even companies to make it nicer with visuals, etc. But this is not, you cannot do it, and it will be a let's say, don't do it. It's better that you don't touch, and then you respect that is the template. And then also it's important for you to know that there is a maximum of 15 pages that you can do. So even if you submit 16, so from the 16, 17, they will be completely taken out from the system. So 15 pages is the maximum for you to do. And the next question that I see here is, do winners need to submit a report on the use of the prize award? No. As you can see in the rule of contest, this is a recognition prize. The distinction between a recognition and an inducement prize is that in the recognition prize, as this one, what we are doing is we want to reward what you have done until the moment that we close the deadline, so until the 22nd of June. So depending of the work, depending of everything that you have done, this what the jury will reward, and will give you if you win, will give you the cash award. The only thing that is important for you to know, so then you don't need to say, I'm going to use it for this, and for this purpose. But it's also important for you to know that, of course, the European Commission and the European Innovation Council and SME Executive Agency, we will remain vigilant that the use of this public money will not be used for fraudulent or criminal activities. So, of course, but this is something that we really believe that any of you will do in case that you win. So, but don't worry, you don't need to justify. You can, if you wish, you can say something about what you would like to do for the future, but this is not an essential part of the work criteria. So, who is the jury? The jury member, also later they can, if you want, maybe Francesco and Jose Maria can tell you a bit more about how was the hearings and everything. That is also good because they were there part of that. The jury members, they are professionals related to innovation procurement from the different angles and perspective. Last year, we had people working at a really high level in the European bodies related to innovation procurement. We had also academia. We had people really in the field working and promoting the leadership and how to promote people themselves to become a better leader. So we had a really mix, because what we want is that when the jury member, they read your proposal, they can evaluate it from the different perspective, and then later what we do, we put all of them together and they discuss it. So this leads me to the next question about the evaluation procedure. So once we will close the deadline on the 22nd of June at 5 o'clock, then we will close the system, and the following day we will receive all the applications that have been submitted to the competition. First of all, we will do, in this case, Julia and I will do this, the eligibility and the admissibility criteria. We will see if you fulfill, so that what we had talked before, that the deadlines, or the 2018, the January 2018, that you are based, or the activity has taken place in a member state or in an associated country, that you are natural person, etc., etc. So everything that we have talked before. So we will take a look to that, and if everything is yes, so you will go to the evaluation, the individual evaluation by the different jury members. So we will send it to all of them. They will evaluate them individually, each of them, and each of them will do and will score based on the 4 criteria. So criterion by criterion, they will put an score. You have to be aware that it's not only the minimum pass score, it's a 6/10. So if you receive a 6 in all the 4 criteria, then you will be able to pass to the next phase. But if you fail in one of the 4 criteria, so if you have a 5 in one of the 4 criteria, then you will not be able to pass to the next phase of the competition. So pay really attention to calibrate and to justify the 4 criteria, because sometimes we have seen that people, they do, for example, transformation, they are really good. They put plenty of things, plenty of pages, also in words and examples, but they forget to put something about collaboration, social impact. So they receive a 10 in the work criterion number 1, but a 2 in the society impact. So at the end, if you don't have a minimum of 6 in the 4 of them, then you will not be qualified. And then once the jury members, they do they do their individual reports. Then they will sit down together. They will see. We will check. We will put all the final results together, and they will discuss, and they will try to adjust and to decide up to a maximum of 6 people that will be invited to a hearing. Most likely, these hearings will take place again remotely. So also Jose Maria and Francisco can tell you a bit how it was, and then you will be there in front of the jury members. They will make you some questions, and then if after that we will say who are the 2 finalists, and we will invite you to the ceremony. But if you want, maybe Jose Maria and Francesco, if you want to explain a bit how the hearings took place, that from inside, maybe that can be something nice. So Jose Maria, I see that you are there, so please.
Yes, well, I think I already mentioned, well, it was a 50 minutes jury hearing that we had. The first 15 minutes, it was like a brief presentation of our application. In our case, we use as material a short video of 2 minutes to try to show the impact of our innovation procurement projects here in Galicia. And then the 35 minutes part, it was with question and answers from the jury members. There were very concrete questions. And well, in our case, we were represented by 4 people that we were from different departments, from IT systems, also a company that I mentioned before, also from advanced therapies, and we could choose who answer each questions from the jury members. It was difficult, but on the other hand, I can say that it was very interesting, and also it was a very interesting part for us to show the insight of the application that we have written and sent before.
Thank you. And Francesco, maybe if you want to add anything about your experience in the hearing.
Yes, from my point of view, the main aspect of the hearing is that it is very structured. So you need to follow the step of the hearing. The first part with your initial presentation, and then the question and answer phase with the jury. That is very important to demonstrate your leadership, in my case, or your innovative strategy, and so on. So prepare very well this part of the challenge, because it is very structured. Thank you.
Okay, so we really hope that you will go now to the phase of the hearings, and then like this you will see. So here we have. Would you define exactly procurement with related examples? What kind of actions will be accepted as procurement? What are the rules for being procurement? And then Zeynep, he says that he applied last year with 3 projects and they were not defined as procurement. So regarding procurement, as you can see in the rule of contest, we have tried to leave it as open as possible for you to be able to participate in this competition. However, you can also take a look to the different publications from the European Commission. Especially, there is an important Commission notice from 2021 when we define what is under an innovation procurement guide. So there you will be able to see how it's how we see or what we understand by innovation procurement. So there is a really easy, and then if it's something. So here, thank you, Julia, for putting the guidelines at the Commission notice that I just mentioned. So here you can see it, and then there are really practical examples. There are plenty of information, so you can take a look to that. And it's important that when you apply, we are not talking about a simple research. We are not talking about simple ideas, because as we have said, you can see in the four award criteria, we are looking for the societal impact. So we want to see, since from 2018, what is the impact that you have done. So if you have something only an idea that you have on your desk, then it doesn't have any impact yet, unfortunately, so that cannot apply to this competition. Or for example, if it's something like only in the research phase, but you have not started any kind of procurement with that phase, then that's also facing on the same problem. But I invite you to take a look to these guidelines, and then there, I think that you will see everything. Let's see, do we have anything else? Okay, so can I submit a joint application with more than one organization? So in this case, yes. As you can see, for example, we have the case of Jose Maria and Sergas. They were 3 different entities. Of course, they were all related to all of them, but then they can do it. The only important thing that you do is that you need to show what is the relationship between all of you, how you collaborate, how you work together, and of course, once you will go to the submission portal, you fill in the info about all of the participants, and of course, then you will see that you have to indicate who is the leader, because that person will be the one liaising with us for the purpose of the competition, let's say any kind of communication, etc. So, but of course you can do joint applications. But of course, be aware that if you do a joint application, you need to fulfill, all of you, the different criteria, the eligibility and admissibility criteria. So it's not possible that one of you are not. So that's important for you to know. So the next one, we are talking about the eligibility criteria, I think, for the territorial scope of the participants. Here we have one attendant that he says the headquarters of our company is in London, where operations sit in Germany, Munich, and Berlin. Is it still possible to participate? Well, as you will see in the rule of contest, there is a part really important for you to know. As you know, we are still in the phase that Horizon Europe is the legal basis that governs this rule of contest. So all the funding coming the funding that we use to pay this program, it comes from Horizon Europe. And as you know, there are still some third countries, like is the case now with UK, that are negotiating to be an associated country for the purposes of Horizon Europe. So what we say now in this concrete case is that these third countries that are negotiating, people can apply, they can still participate, but the only thing is that at the moment when we will take the award decision, so that we will take in November, then at that moment this country must have need to sign the association agreement with the European Union in order to be able to award them as a winner. So let's say if, for example, I don't know which we can take the case of United Kingdom. If by the moment that we decide, okay, for example, these people, Anonymous is the winner, but in November, when the jury member takes the decision, UK has not yet signed the association agreement with the UK, then we will not be able to award you, and then it will go to the second on the list. However, as you have here that you are also based in Germany, Munich, and Berlin, so this is something that maybe if you want, you can write us and later you can contact us in bilateral. We can see that to see exactly, because it might take a bit. We should really take a look to how your company's is based, what but just to be sure to give you a concrete answer, maybe if it's only purely UK, then you should know that then it needs to be signed at that moment. Maybe if we have some ways to justify it through Germany, that can be as a possibility, but please maybe if you can send us an email, you will see later, and then we can organize a sort of phone call to follow up a bit on that. But we should really need to see what is the capacity or the legal capacity that you have in Germany to be able to apply. Okay. Okay, let's go to another one. In the rule of contest, it's mentioned that we need to submit pictures and a video. Do we need to provide them at the moment of the application already? Well, in this case, let's make a distinction between two things. For example, Jose Maria before, he said that they produce a video where they were showcasing a bit what they do. You can even, if you want to make you an idea, you can take a look to our website and our YouTube channel and the channel, and then you will see what they already did at that moment. But this was something that it is because they wanted to do it by themselves, also to already start promoting and to show it to the jury member in that moment. But the applicants, you are not obliged to do it at that moment. So only, as you can see in the rule of contest, I think is the article 11 or something like this. Then only the finalists, so these two teams or two applicants per category, after the hearings, the jury members will select two finalists that will go directly to the final. So these two finalists after the hearing will have to send pictures and 1 minute video, and this is what these are the materials that we will use to between the moment of the hearing and the moment of the award ceremony to promote these two finalists, because at the moment when we say you are a finalist, it means that you have already won something. So either you are the winner or either you are the runner-up. But then, so that's why we will start already promoting you, and that's why we will need pictures and this 1 minute video. This is also something also that we do if you want to take a look to some other prizes that we do here in the agency. The European Capital of Innovation has the same idea, so you can see what will how this communication activity will look like. Okay, here I think thank you, Laura, for putting the YouTube. So here you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and it's something really nice because also it will already raise your profile. It will already put you in the radar of the European procurers, and then that will really, we hope that that will really help you. So let's see.
We have two questions which we kind of already answered, but maybe you can briefly answer them again.
Okay, so the example of the application template, or can it be found online? Yes, you can find it in the funding attendance portal. I don't know, maybe if in parallel, Julia, I don't know if you can find it and you can put it in the screen to show you a bit how it is, and then like this we can show you a bit as a practical example for you to know it. And then the second one is can my organization submit more than one application? So in this case, it's important for you to know one thing. As I mentioned before, then one organization with the same let's say package of activity can apply only to one category. So if you apply with the same set of activities to the 3 categories, only the last one that will be submitted in the system, that will be the one that will be retained. The other 2 will be disqualified. So please be, if you do this by mistake, please bear attention that you can only apply to one category with the same set of activities. However, if your organization, for example, I'm talking about the European Commission, of course we cannot participate, but I'm talking, let's say, the agency, European Commission, Jorge. So, but there are different departments, there are different people with different structures. This was the case, for example, with Jose Maria, I guess, or with Francesco under the police, the Italian police. So there are different organizations within one. So in that case, yes, for example, Francesco from the sector of from exactly where he works, he participated, but maybe another colleague from another completely different department, they can apply. But the important thing is that in these 2 different applications, the activities contained in there, they are completely different, because if you share one with the other, then you will be in the case, as we mentioned before, that you will be disqualified. So you can do it if you want. Different teams, different departments, completely different, that they don't share anything. In, let's say, they don't share the budget, they don't share the same activities, and then you are in the same umbrella. So, for example, as I said, the European Commission. So, or for example, under the government of Spain, my country, you can say, so Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Economic Development. So they are under the same umbrella, but different people with different activities. So here we have, so Julia, if you want to.
Yes, so when you go to the price website, we encourage everybody to check all the information that can be relevant information can be found here. And then you see here how to apply. You can also see the link for the rules contest, which is our base document for this competition, as well as the work program of the European Innovation Council. So let's say you want to apply for the first strategic category. You click here, and it will bring you to this funding and tenders portal of the European Commission, and you click here, and then you start submission. It will bring you to the new window and the proposal submission windows. While we are still here, I would like to draw your attention that there are a lot of FAQs already asked to us from previous years, and also already asked by the channels that participants can ask questions. So here, most of the questions are answered, and as soon as we receive a new question, also from today's session, we will add it on this list. And then if you download once you click on the application, you will be able to see the Word document, which is the application form consisting of part A and part B. Part A is basically the administrative forms automatically then coming also from the system, and the technical description, part B. Here we just need to fill in the information about your participation, the consortia members, etc., etc., and then everything, all the criteria which we already mentioned should be described within here. So once you complete it, you upload it in the system, and the coordinator, of course, the project coordinator here, consortia coordinator who should do it, one for the whole consortia in case you are many. Also, a very important thing to note is that the money transfer will be made only to the primary coordinator contact. If you're multiple people submitting the application and you win, you will get a transfer only to the one person. Okay, and let me see if in the meantime we have any other questions. Yes, we have a nice questions. We have are coming closer to the end of the session. Maybe we could tackle these two questions for our winners. Somebody submitted two or similar questions. So, Francesco, or would you like to start? If somebody is asking if anything changed after you won the award in your professional and or daily life, and if there anything you would do differently. That's a very nice, actually, question. Thank you for that. Would you like to share your experiences?
About the first question, not actually. I hope in the future that this can be an opportunity, an enhancing opportunity for me, but at the moment I'm going along my way with my administration. After all, I can say that my administration promoted this accomplishment by means of press release and so on. About the second question, no, in my case, no, because my proposal has been awarded with the first prize has been awarded as winner. So I believe that it was a good proposal. Also, the orchestration of the team has been very good. It is important to get, unless you are an individual, to get an endorsement by your organization and to share responsibilities and roles of your proposal team for this type of challenge. Thank you.
Thanks very much. And Jose Maria, did anything change in your professional or daily life, and would you do something differently?
Well, in my professional and daily life, nothing changed because, well, I think it was something that we tried to also to present in our application, the high commitment of the Galician Health Service as regards public procurement of innovation. And for us, the main award was the recognition, the public recognition from the European Innovation Council about the strategy and all the work done during the last 10 years here in Galicia regarding the public procurement of innovation. And if there is anything that I would do different, to be honest, no. It was the application. We tried to show everything, all the projects that we have done, and the commitment in the past. The only thing that I could mention is also that could be interesting also to show maybe in the application, maybe during the jury hearings about the commitment in the future, about future projects or future initiatives as regards public procurement of innovation that could be interesting or where we are working. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jose Maria. Yeah, I would expect that, as you say, you have received a lot of public recognition, and well, probably you're not stopped at the street and asked to make pictures yet. But as Jorge mentioned, indeed, we expect the winners of the prizes to participate in the future working groups, and you're already involved in the several policy groups with the Commission. So we see you much more often than before the competition. I don't think we have any more questions. Let me double check. That's a perfect also timing. Before we close the session and come up to the results, I would ask you, everyone, to fill in the survey. This is very important for us and the organizing team. If you can go on Slido, the survey poll is active, and you can evaluate just very quickly 3 questions on how was the Info Day, how successful it was. Second, how do you like the platform, the tools, the Slido interactions from the scale from 1 to 5? And any other feedback would be appreciated. The survey is just launched, and it will be opened or left open also after the conclusion, so you can submit it anytime, but we would really appreciate your feedback on that. Jorge, would you like to do the final remarks?
Okay, so thank you, Julia, Francesco, Jose Maria, and thank you also to all of you to be here this morning with us. We really hope that you found it really interesting, and of course, we really hope to see you when we will open the applications on the 22nd of June. I also don't want to finish this my intervention without thanking also our colleagues who are behind the screen helping us with this, with all the process. Without them, this would not be possible. So all of you, we remain at your disposal in case that you have any question. Of course, you will see now here in the screen and the slides, you will see our email. Please feel free to contact us. We will try to help you, and of course, as I said before, to the colleague, to the person who is coming from London, if you want something, please don't forget to send us an email, and we can see your concrete case in more in detail. So all of you, thank you very much, and we really hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, and meet you at the evaluations, because I hope that now those 40-something% have changed their mind from I don't know to yes. Thanks, and we close.
Thank you. Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
We can stop the record.